Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So, question of the night. I've been sitting there saying this for a hot minute. Please make Natalia a permanent character on General Hospital. Yes, I said it. Trust me, I know how that sounds because she has been irking me from time to time, especially when she first came in. They need to make Natalia a permanent character. Hell, you make Dex a permanent character. You can make Natalia a perfect character. You can make her a permanent character, okay? If Dex is needed, you know damn well that she's needed. Now let's sit there and do roll call, get this started. We got a lot to talk about. We do. We got a lot to talk about. Roll call. Amber is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Freddie's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Freddie Reddy's in the chat. Eddie at the bank is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Black Mine's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Cherry Ice Cream's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Antonetta's in the chat. How you doing tonight? There we go. Ooh, yes, Ed, yes. Holly was doing way too damn much. Honestly, tell you the truth, I see. Part of me is like when you marry somebody with a child, you marry their stepdaughter, you marry into their stepdaughter, their stepson, and see, I don't have patience like that. I would have told that little child off a long time ago. Holly got a mouth and be like, yo, listen, you handle your daughter or I will. And trust me, you don't want me handling her. There we go. Ronnie Ron is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Okay, so let me just turn on some music. I think everything's good. The sound is good. Monique is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Monique says, for someone who is now for someone who is all of a sudden afraid of danger, she wants to insert herself in danger. You know who I'm talking about. Yep, exactly. That, mm, 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 mm. That character. Justin, yo, Justin, I saw your video. I saw the General Hospital Jackie tribute was good. I really did like it. I love the Y&R video that you did say, yo, I wrote a comment. You had me rolling, bro. You had me rolling, my guy. I loved it. Okay, Freddie, sounds good. I love having you in the chat, even if you're just listening. Laura B's in the chat. How you doing? Snake has situation now. Hannah, her mother is a better example, and she felt bad afterwards. And you know, my whole thing is, honestly, tell you the truth, I wasn't even there for how she felt afterwards. I was like, bro, you said what you said. I don't want to sit there and see you crying and being all remorseful and everything. No, shut your mouth. You said exactly what you said, and that's it. And honestly, tell you the truth, part of me was like, you kind of ungrateful, bro. You kind of out of line. Nobody was able to find your ass until she did. And you gonna sit there and you gonna cop an attitude with your mom for like, you know, Ron, she did come across as kind of ungrateful. How you doing tonight, Melly Mama Horror Queen? No, Justin, listen, I love that video. The first listen, the first 40 seconds, I was like, okay, he is on one, and I am here for it. Bro, I wish that video would have been longer. I was there for it. Autumn is in the chat. I'm starting off by saying this. I agree with Liam on of the stance that Sheila is an effing idiot because Sheila purposely played with Lee and it took pleasure in scaring her. Yeah, that was, I'm not gonna lie, that was actually hilarious. That was the best part. Steffi just comes across as a moron. Okay, good. I'm looking forward to that then. Thank you, Mel. That was on call. Actually, no, no, no. That was exactly called for. That was exactly called for, Ron. Monique said, Carly, what the F are you doing? Think before you act. Yeah, exactly. She's messing things up. Exactly how Jason was there saying. Yeah, turn this down a little bit. Justin says, it's funny how Natalia, the bigot, is against her daughter with her LGBT romance with Christina, and yet she's with Christina's father. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. As once again, Johnny's not being honest about how he's feeling about the pregnancy. Yeah, and that's another thing. Yes, and thank you for saying. I wrote something like that too. Yes, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Johnny has just been kind of annoying me. He's just been just going along with everything that Chanel says, and it's starting to piss me off, to be honest, thing. I'm doing good, Black One. I had a nice little nap, so I'm doing good. I'm rested and recharged, and I am on one tonight. I am on one tonight. And I know what you meant now. Okay, I'm gonna sit there and say this announcement now, and then I'm probably gonna sit there and say maybe again and again after that. Miss your comment. Do not take it personal. Okay? Don't remind me that I missed your comment. Just sit there and write it again. Because there's 20 something people in the chat. There is one of me. So if I miss it, don't take it personal. Um, Justin says Victor had the nerve yesterday to Jack bashing him when he didn't have him abducted on an island. Yeah, exactly. Justin, he comes across as ungrateful and jealous because Jack was able to sit there and save his quote unquote baby when he couldn't. And I have a feeling that Victor is going to sit there and use um is going to sit there and use uh, Jordan to come after Jack because that's how much of a petty, vindictive dick he is. Autumn says Albert Finn is gullible when it comes to Sheila because the way she was torn with Lee, that's not the sign of a changed woman who wants to be a part of her son's life. Sheila sets set his whole thing up. Okay. Well, I would kind of sit there and say that's just her pranking. That was just her sitting up there pranking and have a little bit of fun with Lee. And Lee came at her like a psychopath in front of her whole staff. But I don't think that she changed though out there, Autumn. Graham's TV, however, and everyone definitely needs to keep her on. Thank you, Graham's TV. Richard was good. Hope was well with you, my friend. It's good to see you. And Freddie says Ava is wrong and she knows it. Yeah, she's not there playing games. I'm like, she asked the pharmacist, well, what do you think is going to wind up happening if a person with bipolar doesn't take his medicine? What a dumbass question is. Honestly, tell you the truth, the way that this that they're writing Ava, I'm pretty sure more or less is that they're looking at this script and being like, "Come on, seriously, you got me Smith there saying this." Because honestly, tell you the truth, Ava is coming across like a damn crackhead. We're gonna be honest. She's coming across like a damn crackhead, and it's almost insulting to not just the audience but also the actress. But he continues to get closer to Carly. Jagger needs to come up with a better plan. Hmm. Yeah. But yeah, back to Holly. Yo, listen, let me tell you something. I couldn't sit there and be Holly's stepfather because um I would have sat there and really using my damn big boy voice to sit there and calm her ass down. Oh, I hate you, mom. You're the worst person ever. Boo, you sit there saying all sorts of horrible, nasty things because she won't let you go to a prom. And granted, I do think that Nicole was kind of ODing on that, but I'm like, you doing too much. Then the fact that she practically told Edie to shut up, I was like, oh, hell no. Mm-mm. You better sit there and take care of that. I'll throw her ass right out my goddamn house. You done lost your mind. Mel says, I got bad news that as Andre and Tony that is in an interview with soap opera announced that they're leaving. Oh wow. Wow. They've been on for a hot minute. Whoa. Bobby says everything's okay except our house has a oh, that's I'm sorry you have to deal with that, Lorby. Trust me, I've dealt with that before. And it is a Lorby, I'm gonna be honest, it is a terrifying thing. It's a terrifying thing. I'm gonna be honest. It yeah. Ron says, Albert, what is your take on Lee telling Sheila that she is going to unalive? I thought it was absolutely nuts, and I was like, I can't believe that she says something like that in public. Gorgeous Queen Janet, it is a good Friday when I get to see you. I'll tell you that much. Artist says when Leanne called Finn an idiot, it was funny. Although I am kind of just like, Liam, you don't really have room to talk. Oh no, Freddie. Yeah, no, I totally get. That's why I said Freddie. I feel bad for her because I've been there, and it is not fun. Justin said Christina is gonna real piss about her dad hooking up with her girlfriend's mother. Yeah, and she's just gonna sit there and take it. That happened to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day, yes. Justin says Albert gonna be real pissed. No, I know what you meant. I know what you meant. Trust me, I get it. Lobby says the worst part is that it's a mother mouse who has oof. Yeah, I feel bad for you. Trust me. Grim says, who do you think killed Li Shen? If is even if he's even dead? Yeah. I saw the previews. I like some of it. Some of the other stuff I kind of didn't like. Like I don't give a damn about Holly and Tate's Romeo and Juliet love stuff, but some of the other stuff, and we're supposed to be getting new Gabby, so now says Albert. Oh, Todd said that this was issue with the writing, that there was an issue with the writing and did not like the treatment he was getting and felt like Days of Our Lives was taking advantage of him. Whoa, damn. You know, man, and that's the thing. You never know what goes on behind the scenes with these soap operas. You don't. And a lot of times people sit and be like, "Oh, I don't understand. Like, why do you, like people will sit there and get upset with the actors for leaving, and they don't understand the day to day stuff that may be going on behind the scenes." You know, this whole Sam now all like, oh well, I think Danny needs his father. What was that same energy yesterday? What was that same energy 2 weeks ago? Now we getting this whole, oh, I want to sit there and help Jason because Danny needs Jason in his life. I'm like, you didn't sit there and say that before. Oh, because he told me where he was. You should have gave him the benefit of the doubt. Yes, exactly, Lord B. I was like, yo, this chick done lost her mind. Now she's all Team Jason talking about, oh, what Danny needs his father in his life. Are you kidding me? Not that long ago, when Jason was in police custody, you acted like a damn Karen. Yesterday, you acted like a damn Karen. But now, because he didn't abandon you like you thought he did, you should have had more faith in him. Oof, girl, piss me off. No, there's no reason. I agree with that. No, there's no reason for that. Ron says, "I bet if one of the board members did here, well, I mean, honestly, tell you the truth, it was definitely out of pocket. I would sit there and say that, Ron. Valerie was good. You would think so, right? Thank you. You would think so. I got to get rid of this goddamn Snapchat. Y'all doing too much. Seriously, Valerie, like, what is that's exactly what Lord B was saying. It was like, Freddie says, oh, yes, aside. Yes. Aside the soap, Happy Mother's Day. Yes. Um, Lord B, exactly. It was literally under 24 hours. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, tell you the truth, Lord B, I'm still with that F Sam policy. F Sam and F Sam and the horse she rode in on. I don't give a damn if she wants to be team Jason now. Yeah, the way that they're writing her is absolute trash. Um, Ed says EJ stay quiet and not shocking, but he should cut his losses and get with Sloan or get Sammy. Yeah, I can't. You got to sit there and be saddled up with Holly. Um, that's just honestly tell you, Chief. You know what? The way he's been acting, maybe that's his punishment. To sit there and have a hellish stepdaughter like Holly Jonas, or Holly, whatever her last name is. Exactly, Freddie. The 180 people are not like under 24 goddamn hours, and now we're getting this whole team team Jason. No, team Jason, my ass. Mel says Albert, my intuition is going to be correct that there are hints about Anna Lee is going to be the new Abigail because hmm, I guess we'll find out. You may be right. Oh, it is Holly Jonas. Thank you. Russell Albert, do you think that Sheila was right to say that she wants not? Well, yes, obviously. The chick literally sat there and yes, the chick literally sat there and threatened her life in front of a bunch of people. Bobby says, "When you surprised not, were you surprised not that Diana leaving?" Um, no, I understand where she's coming from, Lobby. I mean, Jack did do too much, and it was pretty selfish. Hemsmith is saying he had it under control when he passed out. That's not having any under control. That's the exact opposite. I'm glad to hear that, Amber. Um, Arnold says, "Oh, and Danny needs his father now. I thought Jason was supposed to stay away from Danny because Sam is giving me an effing headache. Such a damn Karen. All that whining gets me on my nerves." Exactly. Exactly. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie. I had to sit there. I'm gonna be honest. I had to sit there and leave somebody else's chat, and I'll talk about this during the members only. I had to sit there and leave somebody else's chat because things seemed like it was about to get a little bit too heated. Um, and I can, on some level, I understand how people do tend to get a little kind of emotional, but with these characters, because like I said, I had to sit there and leave somebody's chat. I mean, I had to leave somebody's chat anyway because I had to wake up early in the morning, but I did feel myself starting to slip a little bit and be like, you know what? Leave things get really out of hand. Well, yeah, it took a huge risk with his family. That's why I sat there was like, listen, Lord B, as much as people don't like Diane Jenkins on YNR, she was 100% correct. Ed says I saw that Anna Lee was coming on as a new character. Didn't get the news on her playing Abby. And Mel seems to know a lot. Ron says, Albert, if Diane do come to the show, do you want a showdown between her and Stephanie? I mean, yeah, I like drama, so I'm cool with it. I mean, yeah, Freddie, yes, she is going to be kind of pissed off. Um, I can't believe somebody sat there and actually said to me that, oh, I don't sit there and call Jason not on his stuff. The hell did that person say to me? Um, oh, I'm totally biased against when it comes towards Jason. Like, no, sweetheart, you just aren't paying attention. That's a you problem, not me. But yes, that was out of pocket. I understand it was a calculated risk, but it was still out of pocket though. So I do understand how she can be a little kind of upset about that. Ariana, how you doing tonight? What's good? Crystal says, well, in Sam's defense, Jason did give her information that she didn't have before, which could have led to her change of heart. Bottom line, he is still her father. I'm an optimist. Can you tell? Crystal, listen, I respect your opinion. I respect it. Oh, okay. That's I'm glad you're happy. I know how much you like those two characters now. Um, how you doing tonight, Danny? Oh, how you doing tonight, Danny? And Ariana, it's good to see you. Damn, it's always good. Thank you, Ariana. Listen, I I was so thrown. Um, I don't know. I love doing these journal house reviews, especially when they're good. When they're good, it makes what I do so much more easier. CJ Clove, how you doing tonight? But I mean, yeah, I understand that. Like, okay, so she had new information, but that new information came in the form of, well, I'm an FBI agent. I'm a informant, right? But Sam, as long as you know Jason, okay, that's good. Then I'm gonna check it out. As long as you know Jason, you should have gave him the benefit of the doubt. You should have been like, hey, listen, he wouldn't just sit there and leave us just to leave us. Okay, you had a baby with this man. That means something. Exactly, area. And now this whole 180 because, oh my God, I have new information. He didn't sit there and leave his family. Did you actually sit there and think about that? Like, seriously, the whole thing also is that the way she came at Jason yesterday was like, you should have sat there and called. You don't run up on him in his goddamn office. Oh Lord, that pissed me off. Mel says, my intuition was correct that Luna was going to end up. Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be fair, Mel, a lot of people did guess that, but yes, you're one of the people that were on point. Ron says Leah's so effing stupid. Why she threatened the patient, saying that she would unalive her because she was super emotional. And yeah, she was stupid. I agree with that. Ed said Dex needs better scenes than spending time with. Yes, Ed. Because and what's good, Lashanta? Because honestly, to tell you the truth, Jocelyn and Dex were not needed. Well, hopefully, Lashanta, you was able to sit there and catch my review. Why not, right? CJ Close says, "Why can't Jason curse her out one good time?" Yes, I'm like I said, I'm. He goes too easy on her. He goes way too easy on her. Well, Lashanta, that pretty much was kind of the brunt of everything that wanted to happen in one. Krista says, "Do any of you think that Natalia convinced to get Sunny to invite her to the wedding?" Hmm. My whole thing, Ariana. When I sat there and I looked at that, I was like, "Y'all are just literally there to fill out to. You're just fillers. You're just there to sit there and stretch out the hour. What's good, Deluxe?" That's yes. Thank you, Lashata. Why did Anna ask Dex about that with Jason? You don't even know him that well. What kind of perspective of you are you getting? Also, you literally sat there and convinced. You literally sat there and convinced Dante to not give up his badge just to ask somebody else. Do you think he's a turncoat? What are you doing? No, it says I have bad news that if Zende ends up being Luna's father, baby father, that RJ and I can see Chris declare to RJ. Well, yeah, yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Well, it'll almost be like the Liam, and Liam and Thomas. No, Steffi, Liam, and Finn story. Exactly, Ariana. I'm like, why are you sitting there asking if Dante's going to be a turncoat when you literally begged him to stay on the force? Ariana says when Jason had this motorcycle accident, it's scum in his brain. He doesn't have a full range of emotions, unfortunately. And that's the problem for somebody like Sam because she needs somebody to sit there and put her ass in her place. What's good, Jonathan? Danny says, I do not like Anna stay on General Hospital. She's driving me crazy. Yeah, she's driving a lot of people crazy. Yes, I agree with that, Danny. Yeah, she's as somebody said in the chat, she's doing too much. Oh yeah, Ariana, she's doing too much. Ron says, Albert, what is your take on Tate and his mom? Teresa's another person that's been doing a little bit too much. It's like I get it. She lied and everything like that, but I'm like, boo, you're a grown ass woman. She's a teenager. You need to sit there, and I don't want to sit there and say cut her some slack, but you doing too much though. You acting just as immature as she is on some level. And it's kind of stupid at this point. Like as much as I'm not a fan of Holly, I'm like, you're a grown ass adult. And you still sit there having this level of discontent towards this little girl. Whereas like at your age, you act like you had all your you know what? Never mind. I now actually sound just like Jess. Let me stop. Mel says I've been two mean Finn, Hope, Liam, and Steffi baby story allowing. Yes, yes, exactly. Exactly, Mel. It's just like this Luna stuff. Yes, exactly. Deluxe said this whole week Jason has been able to count his beans and peas. Exactly. When you start having idiots like Sam just barging on in. Yes, Autumn, I do think that Luna's pregnant. It makes sense. It's just so. You like honestly tell you the truth, Autumn, if she wasn't pregnant, I would be disappointed. Lobby is also on why not it's difficult to have sympathy with Summer. She seems so overboard. It's clear Summer needs therapy for yes, yes, exactly. Yes. The answer to yeah, Summer has been yeah, Summer has been doing too much. Ed says, don't the doctors have who Sonny's wife is on file and no one checks and no ID check, no name. Call Ava, so called husband to verify it's okay. Thank you. Thank you once again. And it's coming in with the epic facts. Oh, that was kind of exhausting. But in all reality, yes, Ed has a very good point. It's gonna taste mad gross. Oh, okay, that was gross. Hmm. But no, Autumn, we know that she's definitely gonna be pregnant. Get a little shot that Victor has been doing too much for years. This is the first time that I've seen him act like a jealous dick, to be honest. Ariana says Sam better cool her jets just walking in on Jason. She might get to see something she can't digest. Yes, honestly tell you the truth, Ariana, I didn't stir all the way, so I got a certain portion of the sauce, and it was a little bit too much. It was a little bit too much. Was good Island Breeze? I wish it was hot sauce. I miss actually getting hot sauce. I'm gonna say is that Chloe, Christina, and Danny is back next week. Oh, that sounds awful. That sounds absolutely awful. No, Jonathan, it was more of a Mother's Day episode, so I knew it wasn't gonna be good. And again, I did think that Chanel was doing a little bit too much and came across as kind of ungrateful. And I'm so sick and tired of Johnny and his yes man syndrome. Like the dude doesn't have like a brain of his own. I understand you're supposed to be supportive, but like, god damn, can you sit there and actually think for yourself for a hot minute? Anna says I didn't get a chance to see any soaps. Was any of them worth watching? That's debatable. Why no actually was. Why no was actually good. General Hospital was okay. I don't know about B&B. B&B had its moments. Days you didn't need to watch it. I'll sit there and say. Lashante, the problem is Kyle needs to actually grow some balls and tell Summer to sit there and chill the F out. Because she's doing too much and he's just there being way too passive aggressive. Alexa Sam has been going off this whole time about being safe, not putting Danny in danger, and now she wants to help Jason. Want her helping Jason potentially put her and her kids in danger? Absolutely. Thank you, Deluxe. Thank you. Yeah, it did, Jonathan. It wasn't super great. It was kind of middle of the road. Yeah, Island Breeze. It's had to be honest to tell you, you both sit there and say out of the four, Wine was actually the best. But Ariana, I may actually want to go over my aunt's house for Mother's Day. I may actually want to go into my aunt's house for Mother's Day. But Jonathan, what you thought of the previous stuff? I thought they were kind of mixed. I don't really care that much about I don't really care that much about Holly and Tate's Romeo and Juliet like romance stuff. I don't care about Sarah and Xander's romance stuff. But some of the other stuff is okay. That Teresa Donovan is going to only. Oh, that's good. That is actually a effing blessing at this point. Yeah, yes. See, Jonathan, this is why I rock with you. This is exactly why I rock with you. I even have to sit there and say what I like because you pretty much already said it. Dalvin says Samantha and clearly knew a Jason passed and worked before she married him and had kids by her. As a woman, we can change a man, but sometimes as a woman, we think we can change a man, but sometimes we can't. Exactly. Duana's in the chat was good. Then he says B&B is making me sick. What part of B&B is actually making you sick in particular? Yeah, that's why I usually thank you. Ariane, that's I usually do on Mother's Day. So that's the plans. I gotta sit there and make sure I'm still doing it. But yes. I'm usually iffy when it comes towards doing a live stream during you know, things like Mother's Day or Father's Day or you know, holidays. Johnson says Holly Stone Age comment irked me. Holly irked me in general. I actually tell you the truth, even the way that she was sitting there talking to EJ, like this is the thing, Jonathan. When you marry somebody who has a child and that has to be your stepchild, that could be problems in itself. In all reality, I wouldn't have been nearly as easy as EJ. Like when she was like, EJ, wasn't talking to you, I'm been like, yo, Nicole, handle your daughter or else I will. I will handle your daughter for you if you don't. You know, Danny, that is a totally acceptable answer. As says Mara West probably look her scenes with Sonny and Sat YG right. Thank you. Yes. And I've been saying that for a hot minute. She's probably been looking at these scripts and being like, come on, you got me sitting there saying this as you got me really sitting there. This is not something that Avery would sit there and do. Go to a pharmacist and start asking stupid questions about what would happen if he's not on his meds. What do you think is going to end up happening if a bipolar person doesn't take the right dosage? You think they're going to be violent? I don't know. What do you think? Are you willing to sit there and risk your life? Are you willing to sit there and risk your daughter's life by sitting there playing with this man's meds? Like just because he's giving you a little extra attention? Yes, CJ Close, she was definitely out of pocket. Yeah, I guess so. I understand Cherry Truth Mel. Yeah, I guess so. Part of me just doesn't really care about his heart. If you're gonna be honest, um, you chose to marry Nicole. You know exactly kind of a snake woman that she is. So Johnson says today's episode of B&B showed that Sheila clearly hasn't changed. Yes, but I'm not gonna lie, it was really funny though. It was. Lashanta says Ava knows exactly what happens. Exactly. That's the thing, Lashanta. I'm like, what do you thought happened to Morgan when he didn't sit there and take his pills? And you gonna walk up in the pharmacy and start asking the same dumbass question? Yo, like I said, they've been writing Ava and as Ava Jerome as a damn crackhead. Yeah, that's true. And yes, Lashanta, I have actually said that what you call it, Old and Beautiful is my favorite sitcom. Yeah, exactly. They, Ariana, I feel bad for the actress. Because I know she's looking at that script like, come on, this don't make no sense. Danny says, Victor's so jealous of Jack, he cannot get, yeah. Yeah, exactly. He's jealous. He's jealous that Jack was able to sit there and get Nikki into rehab, and he couldn't. He's supposed to be the great Victor Newman, the unstoppable force, the guy that makes the impossible possible. And yet, Jack Abbott, the guy who you sit there and say is a failure at everything, was able to achieve something that you couldn't achieve. Oh, poor Victor and his fragile male ego. Johnson says so Sam wants to help Jason out. Exactly, the 180. And Kyrie's Clark, the one and only. And cherry ice cream was good. Kyrie's Clark, I got something to say too. Ariana says I do too because this could have been so much better and she could have pulled it off easy. Yes. Yeah, you're right. It's the birthday, man. It's the birthday, man. Let's everyone wish JLJ Media, aka James, a very happy birthday. I hope you had a great birthday. Like I said, exactly. Let's wish this man a happy birthday milestone. Listen, you get those discounts now, bro. You get those discounts. You get that you get that good discount at IHOP, which I really miss IHOP. Everybody follows Albert. That's what I said. That's what I said. Everybody got to sit there 55 plus. Johnson says so. So are getting more Samantha to carrying out. We're getting actual Sam back. It's just very jarring how they wound up doing it. Oh, Ariana, I miss I gotta sit there and say that's a milestone. Um, especially for not to sound morbid or anything like that, but that's a milestone to sit there and live that long, though. Especially for black men for so many different reasons. I'm not even gonna sit there and say. But yes, happy birthday. Quiet guy, you really was quiet throughout this entire time. Aaron said there's IHOP and my Starbucks. Absolutely. Curry says, happy birthday, all right. I just wanted to stop by real quick to say Natalia should never be a permanent and Jason Morgan will always be you funny. But yes, have a good night, Carries. And we gotta talk tomorrow too. Bobby said you should see what James posted on Sunny and Laura Dirty Deeds. I didn't get a chance to actually watch them. Johnson says so we probably see Sam and Jason in a shootout. Yeah, we're finally getting Sam back, but I part of me still has that energy of I still can't stand your ass. Danny says, Albert, I have IHOP in my city. I think technically I have IHOP in my city too. Freddie says, Albert, first I was excited about Jason's return, but now since he's been back for over 2 months, I'm completely disappointed. There's no chance at all he's back to or at all he's back to being Sonny and Carly's lapdog. Well, I hope not. I hope not. But I get it though. I get it. A lot of people aren't really happy with Jason. I guess for me, I love Jason. But I get it though. I get it. I get it. And Melly Mel says, "Happy birthday, James. Hope you have a marvelous one." Yeah, like I said, it's a milestone, especially for a black man. It's definitely a milestone. Let's shot this is about why everyone's saying Mac back next week. I've heard rumors about that. I know that the actor was going through a lot of treatment and stuff like that, so it is possible. I don't know about that next week thing though, but um, Johnson says it probably won't be too hard for Sam to move on from Dante if Lulu wakes up and Dante goes back to her. Sam has been all over the place. Sam has been so much of a messy character and not in a good way, more of an aggravating way. She was gonna sit there and stop dating him because he decided to be a cop, to decide to stay on the force. I'm like, boo, you're not new to this. You was gonna sit there and leave him? And now with the whole, oh well, you're too dangerous for our son. You knew that when you decided to have a baby with him. You ain't new to this. Stop acting like you brand new to situations and then that they're getting upset with people that you knew was who they were. Island said Jesus born now is much different from last. We had the Greenland storyline this year. There hasn't been any movement. The show is stale. Jesus has always been known for their action and event storylines. And the last time we got the Greenland storyline, and that was the Greenland storyline, and that was kind of reminiscent to the good old Bob Guza days of the Metro court hostage situation and all those other ensemble cast storylines. Curtis was kicking ass and taking names, and it was a beautiful sight to sit there and see for people who didn't even like Curtis. So yes, I do understand where you're coming from, Island Breeze. Um, Lashanta says, "How do you think Steffi will react to Sheila being alive?" She's gonna wind up dumping Finn. She's gonna be upset with Finn. Um, and you saw in the previews that she was already up in Sheila's face in her house once again. Yo, she's doing too goddamn much. I'm just gonna be honest. She's doing too much. I'm pretty sure she wanna coming over step. She wanna come over Sheila's place again to start giving her warnings and ultimatums. Okay, she did that last time, and then she got a visit from supposedly Sheila. Okay, she played the game of F around, and she almost found out that time with her life when she thought it was Sheila. And now, what is her dumbass doing again? She's going right back to Sheila's place to be like, "Oh, what's good, Anthony?" You're going right back, and you starting to do that ish all over again. I hope your channel's going well, Anthony. Hmm. No, Javelin, and I'm actually kind of disappointed because I'm off tomorrow, so I should have got a bottle of wine. So I'm very disappointed in myself. I really do miss wine, Javelin. I gotta start getting back into it again. You know, Freddie, yeah, a lot of people are saying they're not exactly a fan of that, and I get it. Island suggests Jay's Nays and Axel storyline is lacking as badly. That was the adventure from the other shows. April and May storylines were usually decent. What main storyline on Jay is interesting? Hmm. Compared to the Bob Guza days, the action adventure stuff, trust me, I get it. I was there for those days. As said, Christina said it best about Sam when they went at it about Sam loving the danger and that she doesn't want the quiet life. Exactly. We actually sit there and act brand new to the situation when things go sideways. I mean, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to sit there and repair Sam because she has been a pain in the ass for a hot minute. And this whole I'm Team Jason is very jarring. Danny says Liam is dancing right now in his mind because he's going to be singing Baby Come Back to, yeah. Ariana says it's like they tried to revive Sam like we weren't there from jump. Exactly. You know, like I said, she was that you know, Sam back in the day was literally the definition of the ride or die chick. And then they didn't know what to do with her. I personally don't think she should have probably stayed on as long when she was with Patrick. LaShanta says fans weak ass need to tell her he still told Sheila he will be in her life. Let the games begin. Well, you know, honestly, tell you the truth, he does need to sit there and stand up to Stephanie because Stephanie does come across as a bit controlling and a little over the top. So maybe he shouldn't be so damn passive aggressive to his overbearing wife. Mel says, Albert, I don't know if this is good news, but Disney and Warner Brothers Discovery to launch Disney Hulu Max streaming bundle this year. Hmm. It is actually kind of a good. It's actually kind of a good thing if it. No, it's kind of a good thing. I'm gonna see it as a good thing. More content, I'm with it. Oh, definitely. They've been dragging that. But honestly, tell you the truth, they haven't. I haven't. I found really. I found not that many people actually really caring about chasing Brooklyn's wedding. Island says Steffi doesn't need Liam a fan. They need to. They need her to be interesting. And people sit there and say that Finn is weak and he should sit there and choose. Honestly, tell you the truth, he shouldn't be sitting up there placating to every single damn thing that Steffi wants. If he wants a relationship with his mother, then let him have his relationship with his mother. As backwards as that is, seeing how Sheila did do a lot of stuff. Davin says, "Albert, isn't me or General Hospital Dragon?" No, they are. Davin, no, they definitely are. The problem is, no one cares at this point. Shaquita says, Finn, Deacon, and Hope are fools to believe Sheila's changed. Well, Hope doesn't say. Hope doesn't. I don't know if Hope actually fully believes the Sheila redemption thing, but no, I can see what you're talking about, though. What's good, Shaquita? This stuff has not been properly mixed well. Um, yeah, exactly. That's what I was interested Lori. I don't think that she fully accepted. My whole thing is like play it by ear. You know, play it by ear. They said that if Sheila said that she did sit and try to stop sugar, play it by ear. Because you got to remember, Sheila didn't actually do anything. She literally was being a good model citizen up until a point, right? And to the point of her adoption, and then Sugar taking over and trying to kill Sheila, Steffi. But up until that point, she was doing everything right. And it was Steffi that kept poking the damn bear. No one, people love to sit there and say that Sheila can't be trusted, but no one wants to sit there and point out how many times that Steffi loves to poke the bear and then sit there and start playing innocent and victim. Lashanta says it's a slap in the face to call her mom. Well, I mean, technically he is Sheila is his bio mom. Let's not sit there and try to pretend that like that's not a thing. Miranda says Kelly Monaco had expressed her dislike as Steve returned to GH. I think she got back last and thousands of Steve fans come at her and the studio sideways. Yeah, see that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I mean, people are allowed to express their opinions and stuff like that as long as it's not negative. That's out of pocket. Ariana says Steffi always posts a bear of everything. Exactly. And then plays the victim afterwards. That's what I'm like. A lot of times I'm like, Steffi, you can miss me with your BS. Shaquita said, well, Hope and Thomas going share custody of Deacon if Hope and Finn got together. Island says, I understand Steffi's fears. If Finn wants a relationship with Sheila, he can have one. Steffi should just try to avoid Sheila. Exactly. instead of poking a damn bear and getting up in her face and putting the hands on her. Like she did that the first time because her kids came in a restaurant. Yep, she couldn't sit there and change that. Mel says, I bet I got good news that Marvel will release no more than 3 movies and 2 shows a year. That Bob Iger said Disney will balance sequels with originals. Yeah, I mean that's fine. That's fair. You don't want to sit there and spend too much money, and sometimes people are just not happy with whatever you put out. That's a good question. That's a good question. Tom, what's good? What's good, Tom? Tom just says S. I don't know what that means, but what's good, Tom? LaShawn says, well, Finn can have that cycle, but he will lose his family, Liam, on Ready. Well, I guess he just got to sit there and share custody. Not everything got to be about Steffi. I know I always sit there and say Steffi's the queen of LA, but Steffi also does a little bit too much stuff. You sit there saying that you can't have a relationship with your mother. It's like, who do you think you are? Like, Steffi comes across as hella controlling. No, you're not allowed to have a relationship with your mother because I say so. They got to be about me and the kids and me, 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 me. You self-centered, you self-centered POS. Tom says, "My bad. What's up?" No, no, it's all good. Tom, it's good to see you again. I haven't seen you in a couple of days, so thank you, Cherry Ice Cream. Make sure you hit that like button. We got 30 people in the chat. I'll sit there and hit that like button and cheat because that's where we are right now. Okay, so we got 29 likes. We got 31 people in the chat. So I think we get like maybe 2 more or 3 more and we're good. Awesome. So, yes, thank you. Thank you, Cherry Ice Cream. Lashanta says Sheila had been a villain all these years, so they want us to believe she let herself took hostage, make it make sense. Time will tell. Then he says, I believe what happened to Kelly, I think it was because Billy was chasing at the time. But when Steve returned to the show, that's when Kelly started not happy. Okay, well, I can understand that. I did think that that was kind of foul as much as I like Steve. Steve left the role. Billy took over. Steve won his job back. And Billy just, in some ways, kind of got kicked to the side. Shaquita says, hopefully, and waiting on Stephanie to end her marriage to Finn, they can make their move. Hmm. Mel says, Albert, I know that Steffi is nothing but a self-entitled princess. She is no angel because she has been killed people like Sheila. Tom says, Sam is a two-way anything. Let your mind wonder about that. Hmm. Freddie says, Albert, Jason hasn't been to see his son's first steps or taking them to school or hear their first words because he takes orders. I think, Freddie, to be fair, I think it's a little bit more complicated than that. I think it's a little bit more complicated than that. Because there was a point where Jason did get kidnapped for about 2 years on Spoon Island on Bacalena Cassidy. Um, and then he was back and he spent as much time as he did, even though he was in a mob. And I did sit there and say he should have chose his children over the mob life. But I don't think it's as cut as dry as what most people are trying to paint it as sometimes. Davin says, I really hope Chase and Brooke wedding is worth the wait. Well, I hope that you enjoy it. Um, I hope you like it. Ariana says Kelly doesn't like the person Steve. Is mad she mad over him not taking the jab and getting fired. Oh, you started a new job. Okay, well congratulations, Tom. She is mad over him not taking the jab and getting fired. She expressed it openly. Okay. Reggie said, yeah, but there's no excuse. Well, I mean, it is kind of an excuse, though. But Freddie, here's the thing. I will sit there and say that Jason has not done everything he can to be there for his children. Yes, I will sit there and say that. Okay. I remember he was in the car with Sonny. This is after Sam broke up with him and he was talking about how much he loved his kids. But I'm like, you choose Sonny and Carly's kids over your own kids. Okay? If you really loved them as much as you say you do, then you would have chose them over the mob life. Hmm. I mean, I don't know. I guess we can kind of agree to disagree on that, Freddie. But I get what you're saying about the fatherhood. Okay, that's where I'm going at. Um, because it did kind of annoy me for him to sit there and say that he loved his kids. And like, you don't show it though. You show that you love Michael. You love Michael more than you love your own kids. But I will sit there and say that much. Um, I get it though. And I can respect other people, for not liking Jason and stuff like that. I think my whole thing is sometimes when they sit there and come at me sideways talking about, oh, you're the Jason apologist and you always sit there and give Jason excuses and you always sit there and defend Jason. I'm like, well, you clearly haven't been paying attention to any of my goddamn content. Um, Mel says I got good news that there will be a Poppy Playtime live action horror movie. Poppy Playtime. I never heard of Poppy Playtime before. Ariana says Jason is a tool like a pocket wrench, good for some stuff, but not everything. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to mix this up better next time. Island says because being a waitress has just automatically made her better. The storyline is a joke. You're talking about Carly, right? Oh, Polly Pocket. No, Sheila. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's a good question, Law Being. Thank you, Island. That's a good question. You're talking about Polly Pocket now? Pretty just, but yes, they're not, he's there, but not enough. He barely around and barely is not good enough. But he made his choice to clean up Sonny and Carly's mess as always. Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. Alyssa J's in the chat, my favorite vixen. Was good, love. And Freddie says, hi, Alyssa. Island says she hasn't done enough to be redeemed. Sheila's a cartoon. Yeah, I don't think that's somebody that, I don't know if that's somebody that you want to be redeemed. It was Jason's choice. Yeah, I get that. I'm glad you're enjoying your Friday, Alyssa. You definitely deserve it. Um, yeah, I get it, Freddie. Poppy Playtime. I saw the other movie you was talking about. I think it has Joshua Hartman in it. Joshua Hartman in it, and it's a M. Not Shyamalan, whatever how you pronounce his name. It actually does look interesting. Danny says Kelly was dating Billy at the time, and Kelly was trying to leave G so she could be with Billy and possibly go to another TV show. Ah, I didn't think it was a raw deal. That how they, in some ways, right? I mean, granted, they didn't sit there and kick the actor necessarily to the curb. They gave him a different role. And I was like, okay, fine, because people did want Steve back, and it was not going to be acceptable if Billy's version was going to be the new Jason, like the new permanent Jason. So I understood that, but I do get that he did get kind of a raw deal. Alan says, I love villains and great characters, but they should be written well. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I guess for me personally, it's like I don't have a lot of faith when it comes towards B&B. I mean, they use terrible green screens in the background and just like their stories, they can be better than what they are, you know. So yeah, I get what you're saying. Then he says, "Oh, but did you hear what's going on with Sony? Sony, they're buying Paramount soon. That's the rumor." No, I didn't hear about that. That'd be interesting, I guess. Yeah, I mean, both of those companies aren't super great anyway. So honestly, to tell you the truth, it's better for them to combine to be at least a powerhouse. Um, I mean, Paramount isn't bad, but like Sony, Sony on the other hand, they need help. Sony needs help. Sony needed help like years ago. Oh, yes. Yes, Mel. Yeah, that does actually look good. I saw the previews yesterday. It actually does. I do like the twist so far. It's kind of messed up that they revealed the twist, but it's still good though. As said, Jace needs to bring Hayden back. I wonder why Hayden just left like that. Bless your heart, Island. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. I was sit there and say that. I mean, a lot of stuff in the '90s was better. So I wish I had the time. As says Nicholas says she had a target on her back. Yeah, but I mean, they didn't even sit there and even really talk about that though. Like, it's almost like they choose not to talk about her at that point. Alyssa says Sheila should have stayed dead. I'm sorry, she's a cartoonist villain. Yeah, you're not the only person who said that. Island Breeze also said the same thing. Said the same thing. Island said just 1 or 2 episodes per week out. No, listen. Like I said, even 1 or 2 episodes, like don't get me don't I love watching old episodes and stuff. Like I watch clips of old episodes of GH and stuff like that. So I get it. Um It's like having your own personal time machine. Now says, I got good news that the Strangers Chapter One horror movie is coming. Yeah, I saw I saw the previews towards it. I don't know what to think about that series. I don't think it's a bad series. It's just one of those things where it's like if you don't hop on some of them early, you kind of just lose whatever. You just kind of lose a whole. It's like you can't really get into it. Melissa or still have her as a villain by faking her death. Yeah, I agree. Come back as a what you call it. Have a good night, Ariana. It was really good to see you. Johnson says B&B needs to be more creative and make new villains. Yeah, that's the truth. But yes, have a good night, Ariana. It was really good to see you. Have safe travels. It's always a blessing to see you. Freddie says, as much as I can't stand Drew, after Sonny and Carly got their Jason back, they acted like Drew didn't exist. They didn't have him dirty, at least Drew wanted to give Sam another life. Yeah, exactly. And what did Sam do? Sam decided to leave Drew to be with Jason. Really, Jonathan? Thomas is returning next week? That's interesting. Island, that was probably my favorite. That was probably my favorite story next to the water pathogen. You had Jerry Jacks. Also, I thought Sheila's daughter was supposed to come on a show. She could. I heard about that too. Oh yes, Alyssa. Nut job Phyllis and Summer that's doing way too much. Way, 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 way too much. And yes, Laura B. That I mean, and yes, Alyssa. That question's for you. It was a good storyline. Yes, I yeah no. I love the actor though too. I love the actor though too. He always plays the best villains. Johnson says, "What a powerful story with Jerry Jacks and One Like to Live team ups." Yes. You had John McBain and Dante. You know, Alyssa, yeah, Diane was on point. Diane was on point with what you call it. Diane was on point with Jack. Yeah. You know, Terry says, had to come back to remind you Holly is way more boring than Wendy. They suck today and then some. Well, we can agree to disagree on that. But yeah, I'll probably tell you the story this week in Kyrie's. I'll probably tell you the story this weekend. If you be in the members chat tomorrow, I'll tell you the story. I, I started to tell the story, but I was like, you know what? Just in case somebody else comes in here, I don't want it to sit there and get a little contentious because it almost got contentious during this week. I'll sit there and say that much. Alyssa Diane ain't a saint either, but she was on point. Yeah, she was on point with Phyllis and Jack today. Harriet says I had to tell you on. Johnson says imagine if One Life to Live was still on at the time they could. Yeah, I miss One Life to Live as well. Harriet says I have to tell you and on. Nah, but yeah, I'll tell the story this weekend. it wasn't a bad story. It was just like I can I can see the other side of being in a chat and not necessarily being the host. I can sit there and see that much. Yeah, Alyssa, I was like, honestly, to tell you the truth, AJ had way more restraint than I would have. Um, Holly was being hella disrespectful. Freddie says, Albert, at this point, Sam can't make up her mind of what she wants was the danger of normal life, and that's on the writers. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's on the writers, yes. Um, but honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm also still just like, Sam, you still piss me off. Exactly. Listen, I'm like, yo, listen, you better sit there and deal with your disrespectful ass daughter, otherwise I will. Harry says an idea had that you had in the past and why now is the time to do these series of videos. Okay, okay. Well, listen, I'm glad Chanel stood up to Paulina. See, I was very mixed about that scene because, yeah, Paulina was definitely doing too much, right? She was definitely doing too much, um, and she was way over the top, right? But then I also sat there and I was like, if you didn't want Paulina coming over, you should have just sat there and told the truth, right? And also on some level, why I do understand why she's upset with her, and I get that, and she's being honest. I also sat there was like, you are also being kind of ungrateful. Your ass is out there in the snow, and no one can find you except for your mother, right? So on some level, you need to sit there and have a little bit more gratitude. Saying, "Well, you put my baby in danger." Okay, well then maybe she should have just left your ass outside in the cold to die. And I know that sounds heartless, but I'm like, are you serious? I mean, listen, she did sit there and say some sort of level that she was more of a, it was kind of an ego trip. But yeah, I have to tell you for listen, as much as all of you, I gotta sit there and kind of drop the hammer on Chanel a little bit. And I know you're not gonna sit there and like it, but um what a yeah, I mean, yeah, Kyrie, there was a chance, but there was also a chance that he couldn't find her. We don't know. That's the whole thing. He could have found her. He could have found her too late. So, my whole thing is like everyone's sitting there saying that he could have found her, and or he also could have not have found her. There was no sure way to sit there and know. So on some sort of level, I was like, "Oh, you kind of coming across as a little bit ungrateful." That's my position. And I'm standing by it. I understand anger, and I get that, and I get resentment. Johnson says it's too late. It's too bad. Sam won't embrace Danny. Needs for adrenaline. Sam, Jason, and Danny could have been like one of those action families you see on TV and movies. Oh yes, and I gotta sit there. Yeah, thank you for reminding me now. I gotta sit there and I gotta watch the previews because I heard the previews came out for it. So I gotta watch that. Victoria Ford. Alyssa says, "How is Chanel being ungrateful? Because if no one could find her at the time except for Paulina because of exposure from radiation." And I get that. It's the thing, Alyssa. I'm siding on both sides. Okay, I'm siding on both sides. I'm not simply saying that what Chanel isn't feeling is wrong. Okay, I'm not. because I was absolutely acidine, and I did point that out. But on some sort of level, no one can find you. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, no, I agree with that. Yes, but she should have, Alyssa. And I'm not just saying that she shouldn't have, but if she did stay in the hospital, there was a chance that they couldn't find her. Hypothermia sets in pretty fast. Hypothermia sets in pretty fast. So we gonna agree to disagree on that one because I'm standing I'm standing by what I'm saying. Um, Johnson says fan kept on talking about Sheila being alive like it would be a good news for. Yeah, he was way too excited. Honestly, told you, Stephanie came across as way too stupid for like a whole hour from yesterday to today. He sat there and acted like she sat there and acted like what he was saying was not. It was damn Logan's. Kyrie's, they're just the worst. Well, except for Donna. Queen Becky D was good. As says when Eric's going to start noticing that Jude looks like him on Nicole, baby's for storyline, I get it, but since the actress is leaving, can some of the family start to see things? I had to do it, Lord B. I had to do it. This time I didn't forget. And Becky says, yeah, I don't. I honestly tell you, I can give two damns about her brain power. Trust me. Most men ain't sitting there looking at a woman like that and being like, "Oh man, I hope she's smart." No, we're not requiring brains on that one. Kyrie says, "Also, I think I know what you're referring to. The photo. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. There you go. Kyrie's clever for your own good a lot of times, but yes, there was a point in that conversation that was like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit there and excuse myself because I can see a conversation going, guys, you're just really smart. No, seriously, you are smart though. Because and it's so weird though, like being on the other side, and Kyrie, you being the host, you got to sit there and kind of see that stuff and how it plays out, and kind of read the room in a sense. And I just felt like that conversation was just going tits up very fast, and I was like, you know what? Let me just leave before things start to get a little heated. Especially when you start sitting there saying shit like, "Oh, you know, this person said." What did this person say? I'm gonna answer people's questions in a minute. What did this person say? Something about how I don't hold Jason accountable, or I look the other way, or I don't give him the rod, or something like that. And I'm just like, well, if you honestly think that way, then you clearly have not been paying attention to anything that I have actually been saying. I give every goddamn character the same level of smoke. Okay, I will call each and everything character out on their BS, regardless if I like them or not. And for you to sit there and say some shit like that, it's like, are you kidding me? So yeah, I had to sit there and just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna just kind of exit. Exactly. Oh, you're an apologist or something like that. I was like, no, actually, I'm not. And the sad part is, you actually think that, then you clearly have not been paying attention to my content or my live streams, and that's a you problem, not a me problem. I was like, let me just get out of Dodge before things start to go tits up. Johnson says, and it's going to be on. Yes, I'm looking forward towards that. Becky says, exactly. I don't, but I was like, you know what? This is not my live stream. Let me just. Freddie says, Albert, you missed it, but I said they're out here making Laura look like a joke, saying Heather killed all those people. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Freddie. I listen. I've been liking Laura since the way that she handled Esme. I've been liking her since the way she handled Esme. What's good, Big Nate? They've been writing Laura so badly for so long. Yeah, that's true. Listen, that's very true. Johnson says Jason kind of reminds me of Superman from Superman and Lois. You mean Lois and Clark? Well, said Luna is going to take a pregnancy test and is going to be positive. Perry said, to be objective, Jason is your favorite character. He's your version of Ava. You see, with Ava Jerome, I'm still on that energy. She's a good woman. I can't be convinced otherwise. That's not true. That's not 100% true. Because here's the thing, I've called Jason out, and you weren't here, but I called Jason out on him not exactly being the father that he should be. Johnson says Superman loves. Oh, okay. I've called him out not exactly being the father that he should be. Um, I remember right after Sam broke up with him, he was in the car and he was sitting there saying, you know, I really love my kids and stuff like that. I really love them. But I sat there, was like, well, if you love them, you would choose your kids over the mob life. Okay. You would choose your kids over loving Michael. Michael is more of your favorite than your own damn kids. But apparently, if I don't sit there and berate somebody for a whole hour, then it doesn't qualify as me calling them out. Like, nah, we not gonna do that. Lashanta says, OMG, Luna's pregnant, and then they say huge protection. Ha 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 ha, protection. That's funny. But you know, here's the thing, Alyssa, we don't even know who the father is. So Freddie says, Albert, at least Portia, Trina, and Jordan still got all their brains and see had exactly. You know, I honestly told you, Freddie, I was so happy when Portia was like, no, they don't need to sit there and try to let Heather off for her crimes. Because as much as I don't like Portia, Portia was 100% correct. Her says, oh no, that's the Albert I'm used to. I never heard you say I'm gonna clip this. And I'm just saying, like, yo, don't come at me sideways like I don't sit there and call characters out. But I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna sit there and go on that level because it's like, and plus, and also I did have to wake up super early, like 3:45 in the morning. But Alyssa, I don't know either, but we'll see next. Yeah, Yeah, I mean it's most likely a good guess that yeah, Alyssa, it is going to be um it's going to be Zenday. And Alyssa, Laura is still pathetic, and I wasn't even paying attention to that to crappy hospital show. Like I said, I wasn't a fan of how she was acting with Esme. Um, Esme hurt a lot of your family members, and you just sat there and said, "Oh, because she's having baby Ace, we're family." No, you can be cordial. You don't have to be straight up mean or rude or anything like that. But you don't have to sit there and try to act like y'all are besties and she's like this adopted daughter or something. I understand that Laura's supposed to have a big heart, but it's like your heart can only extend so far. Like, let's not sit there and try to act like you don't have amnesia either. Like what Esme did to your family, to the people that you love, just suddenly went away because her memory is gone. And that's pretty much how she was sitting there acting towards her. Exactly, Island, and it's just one of those things where it's like you just wonder, does Jeannie Francis look at this script the same way that Ava's looking at the script and being like, "Come on, this don't make no sense." Now, Lashanta says Albert is gonna let Beth go around Deacon. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's not gonna happen. Lobby says Esme is Kevin's niece, also not just the mother of her grandchild. Hmm. Harry says I did read the room. By the way, I knew you wouldn't get that heated as you were going to bed. You had to work early. She's good people, though. I'm sure. No, 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 no. Yeah, no, I wasn't. No, she's good people. I know she didn't mean anything sideways by it. But you know, here's the thing, though, Kyrie's. When you're on that side, I can see how I can. Here's the thing. I can see how conversations can start and escalate, right? Like on this side, I try not to escalate conversations or debates too far, but when you're on the other side, it's a little bit different. So that's why I can kind of see it more clearly when somebody goes at to somebody else in the chat, especially when you feel strongly about something and the other person feels strongly about something. I can see how a conversation can go left really fast. But no, no, no. She's good people. I know that. And also, Kyrie, just even just being your chat, I'm never gonna sit there and have things go sideways to the point where it disrupts your chat. I damn sure want people doing that with me. So it was a good, it was more of a good learning experience. Yep, Island character assassination. It's a real thing. It's a real thing, people. It's a real thing. Shaquita says, Hope and Liam decide let Deacon spend more time with Beth. Yeah, I think they're going to want to backtrack on that now. Mel says, I know that when Ariana Zucker as Nicole, exit 29, following Jessica as Sloan, then Greg, and then Eric. Yeah, it's still jarring to me though. Still jarring to me. I'll sit there and say, I was like, who's gonna be left on days? And when you get that many people that leaves, it's like, ah, God damn it, Kyrie. Kyrie says Brady is still a four and can never ever be anything more. Kyrie's is just being stop it, Kyrie's. You know damn well he's more than a four, and I'm straight saying that. Thank you, Lashanta. Lies. Kyrie's lies and fallacies. Yeah, he's not no damn four. I don't believe that he's a four, and I'm straight. So that's saying something. Kyrie's are just being Kyrie's. Goddamn four. Stop it. Yeah, let's have to see that number makes more sense. That number makes more sense. But we're gonna end the stream here because I do want to wait up. So I guess we're gonna go into overtime for a little bit. Lady Jess is in the chat. Lady J. You too, Alyssa. Kyrie says, I have a confession. I'm getting fed up with Danny delays tour. Go already. Freddie says, our matter of fact is Portia takes this to court about Laura letting Heather off. Yeah, got to do overtime, Alyssa. Over this dumbass hip surgery, let Portia take it to court. Yeah. And how you doing tonight, Amber? And LaShanta says, washed up rock star. See, my whole thing is, Freddie, is that Jordan was like, what you're going to do is literally going to be career ender. Is literally going to end your career. And let's be very clear, Laura probably shouldn't have been mayor in the first place because it was Spencer that tampered with the results. I'm doing good, Amber. Thank you for asking. Ireland is definitely been all over the place. Oh, and Jess, what do you think of Sam Sutton turnaround to supporting Jason and wanting Danny in Jason's life now? Harry says, I read Monday's episode. Danny's still in town, still haven't left for his tour, yet I want to see him perform. Did you bring this up in our collab with Brock? Because I don't remember you sitting there bringing that up. But yes, Jess, now Sam wants to support Jason and wants to help Jason and wants Danny to be a part of Jason's life within 24 hours of her acting like a damn Karen. Mel says, are you surprised that actually I am. I am. But it's interesting because it's like you don't know what goes on behind these soaps. Carrie says Danny wasn't on my mind that day. Okay. Yeah, I was not there wondering. Freddie says Albert Laura should never became mayor. Only reason she got in is because exactly that's exactly what I said. It was like she should have never been mayor in the first place because he's tampered with the election. Um and she is an absentee mayor at best a lot of times. Gorgeous Queen Cat Lady. I said the same in my review about Sam. Now you want to help. I got a DM you also tonight. So yeah, look out for my DM tonight if we get a chance. Kyrie said, to be fair, I forgot to mention Betty in the Betty video in the collab. The epic Betty video. Listen, I'm standing 10 toes down on this. I want them to make Natalia a permanent character on this show. And apparently, according to Ron, I have all sorts of power. I mean, I have power to sit there and cancel shows, get shows canceled like that. Okay? Think I'm playing? Look at Passions. Kyrie's Natalia is exact. Listen, let's put it this way. Yeah, I'm not exactly a fan of that part. I'm not a fan of. That I'm not a fan of, Alyssa. Um, there's something about her fire though that I do like. Becky, I'm just saying, Ron gives me a lot of this power that I didn't even know I had. Yeah, cat lady, she did. Yeah, a little bit, Alyssa. She has a way of shaking up a certain scenes, shaking up scenes. And here's the thing, Alyssa, she'll do something that pisses me off, but she'll give me material to talk about. You know? Lobby says, as I recall, there was a petition. Yeah, there was. Whatever happened with that too? Queen Becky says, single-handedly cancel shows without even any outside help. Exactly, exactly. Apparently I had a show canceled. I didn't even know about. I didn't even know about that show. But apparently I just snapped my fingers like Thanos and made it happen. Tyrese Clark has been a member for 16 months. Thank you. Maxie Jones looks way better than Natalia. I stand by that attempt, bro. Am I gonna have to sit there and play that other video when you said that Maxi? What did you say Maxi could sit? I have it on my phone, by the way. That Maxi can get all the hot guys in the club. I mean, you said that, and you actually had that serious look on your face. Tony D was good. Lobby says, I still don't know how Nikisha got into your cancellation passions. Um, Ron is just a crack detective. That's how he is, just a crack detective. Thank you, Lobby. Make sure you do hit that like button because it really does actually help. I'm gonna check too, so thank you, Lobby. I appreciate that. Freddie says, "Albert, I still watched the 2007 clip when Jason Bill Carly showed up when Carly kept bad mouthing about Elizabeth when Elizabeth was pregnant with his baby. That's when he finally had sense to him." I remember that, but I don't think I was actually watching it back then. That's a good question. When was that? When I actually did start watching it? Harry says Maxie can get more men than Jocelyn and Charlie Spectre. Oh, I think you did say that. See, you remember that. I actually still have it on my phone too. And honestly, tell you the truth, Kyrie, that is going to stay on my phone forever. Okay, it's going to stay on my phone. It's going to stay on my Google Drive. That ish ain't going nowhere. Freddie says, "But we need that Jason back to put Sam in her place." Well, yeah, that's damn sure. That's damn sure. Because there are some ladies that do need to be put in their place, like Sam, like Summer Newman. You goddamn right. Yep, it's among my favorite videos. How could I not? It's a timeless video. Areas only keep the most important stuff there. And by important stuff, you know what I mean. So that's staying there as well. Johnson says the bed Dr. Ruff has the body of both Abigail and Lee and will soon revive them. You know, as daffy as that sounds, that seems like that's something that Days would actually do. Freddie says, "Oh, but that's when Jason had long hair. I didn't like the long hair. Jason, I don't know. It looks funny." Yeah, I gotta watch. I do remember him actually having long hair when he came back and he punched. He punched AJ in the stomach. I remember that. Shaquita says Hope need to be put in her place too. Yeah. Darby was good. Lashanta says Albert was Ava mad. Sorry, was Ava mad? Sorry, taking Natalia to the, she was kind of pissed. She was kind of pissed. I'm not gonna lie, and it was actually funny too because she had that smile on her face. Um, she had that smile on her face, and it was actually pretty funny. You know, Jonathan, I think you may actually be onto something. That's totally possible, by the way. Just as I was bored with you yesterday. It was good, Darby. Yeah, I didn't like Sam Sutton 180. Tony D said, Ava, what you gonna do? What you what do you know, boo? Natalia is all up in your space and she's playing the long game. Yeah, I don't know what the hell she got. Well, like I said, Ava carries. No one remembers Deanna's personality. No one remembers Deanna's personality. People remember Natalia's personality. Um, for better or worse. I mean, honestly, tell you the truth, you act like people could sit there and remember Deanna's personality to actually have a good comparison. Why? Because she's a background character. I'm sorry. You know, I'm not sorry. I'm sorry I have to sit there and break the news to you like that, guys. Just say, yeah, I don't know what Ava's up to. She, I don't even know why she went to the doctors to sit there and start asking a bunch of dumbass questions about what happens if you don't take your bipolar meds. I'm like, come on. They, listen, they've been writing Ava like a crackhead, and it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And I don't even think more of Wes is looking at this script and being like, "Come on." Well, yeah, Kyrie's, I do because you talk about her a lot. But let's be honest, bro. You know damn well half of the people in this chat does not remember Deanna's personality. Just say, yeah, I didn't get why was she there at the doctor. It was point. Just you know what else was pointless though? Dex and Joss. That was another scene that was pointless. Freddie says Albert Sam and Liz catfights about Jason was so hilarious back in the day. The catfights, this new era. Yeah, I mean, they don't do slapping anymore. Everything is very toned down. It's very PC. You're exactly right, Freddie. Oh, yeah, no, I totally agree with that with something. He is trolling. Uh, Ava is definitely acting weird, and I don't know how she's been written, but she's been written like a crackhead. That's how she's been written. Oh, I like that. Johnson says Joss and Dex, the brat and the rat. Tony D says, okay, Paul, what was funny, Sonny? Just says, OMG, yes, Dex and Josh was pointless. I like them, but I was bored. Yeah, it's like they just shoehorn them in just to put them there, you know? Uh, I don't know. They had to fill up an hour. Becky says Ava asking all these questions is setting her up for some for the doing the deed and messing with Sonny's meds. Yeah, like she hasn't learned, you know, like she hasn't learned her lesson before with for her to sit there and ask, what do for her to sit there and ask the pharmacist, what would happen if somebody hasn't took their bipolar medication? Well, do you remember Morgan when he didn't take his bipolar medication? And you sat in that office like we don't remember that. Like you don't remember that. Mel says I got good news that Serena Thompson is coming and oh, okay. Yes. I remember you saying that. I remember you saying that. Jess is always mm, Damon. They're pairing Anna and that detective. Oh, Bennett, dude. What's good, Damon? Darby says, I think Xander's mother will appear once he gets his share of Victor's money. Yeah, I don't understand why was Sarah Smith there really pressing him on an issue that he clearly seemed like he didn't want to sit there. Um, I'm gonna try, Jonathan. There are like three people that's there trying to mess with me at once. So give me a second. Freddie says, I didn't give a damn about Jocelyn and Dex said, yeah, they were filler. They were literally filler. Oh, even Jess didn't even care that much, and she actually likes them. Okay, yeah, that one is way too high. Have a good night, Kyrie's. Have a good night, Shaquita. Jonathan, did you watch X-Men '97 yet? Yeah, she ain't gonna be too happy, Tony D. But to be fair, she does need to sit there and stand up for herself. Okay, that is the thing that's so apparent and is so annoying. Um, are you gonna watch it tomorrow? Okay, Jonathan. Well, we'll talk about it this weekend then. Tony D said Blaze will be okay. Yeah. Um, but she does need to sit there and stand up for herself, though, because it's just one of those things where it's so apparent and like I didn't tell you to turn off. Are you really? What the hell am I doing? Jesus. Okay. There we go. For some odd reason, I don't even see Alyssa's comment. And Alyssa is in the chat, so it's like, why do I not see her comment? Oh, Alyssa said the brat and the rat had a little. Oh, nice, nice. Okay, I like that. I like that. That's good. Have a good night, Laura B. No, no, that was good. The rat. No, Okay, well, I read it earlier. That's yeah. Justin says, wait till Sunny finds out what she's been saying about Christina. Oh, you know, my whole again, Justin. Yes, and the fact that Alexis did drop the ball on that is just ridiculous. Um, but yes, have a good night, Laura B. But yes, thank you, Freddie. Thank you. Yes, make sure you do hit that like button because it really does actually help. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you always. But yes, okay. So now I'm gonna sit there. Yes, that's what I like that comment. Alyssa said, I said the brat and the rat had a chat. I like that. It's good. I like that. That's good. See, Alyssa, this is why you're my favorite vixen. Well, you're always gonna be among my favorites, so you know that. That's very on point. That's why I said Tony D. Yo, my girl got style. I love it. And Damon said GH is looking like all my children when Natalia on the scene on the screen. Of course, Alyssa. You know you're my girl. Um, yeah, so now I'm gonna sit there and end the stream here. But I do want to thank everyone for joining. Now, thank you so much. I gotta wake up somewhat semi early. I'm gonna try to stream early in the morning for the members. So if you are a member, I'm gonna sit there and try to stream around 12 o'clock. So definitely come through. But have a good night, Alyssa. Have a good night, Cherry Ice Cream. Have a good night, Queen Becky D. Have a good night, Queen Cat Lady. Have a good night, Queen Janet. Have a good night, Queen Jess. Have a good night, Black Mom. Have a good night, Queen Mel. Thank you. Thank you, Becky D. Always appreciate seeing you. Have a good night, Damon. Have a good night, Freddie. Johnson says, join us next time for another edition of So Chow without the Bostic. Thank you, my friend. Always appreciate you. And again, have a good night, Lady J. Why is this taking so god? There we go. Freddie says, okay, have a great weekend, everyone, as well. And happy Mother's Day again to all the mothers out in the world. Yes, happy Mother's Day. Thank you again, Freddie. It's always a pleasure. Have a good night, Cat Lady. Johnson says, good night, everyone. Hit the like button and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Yes, hit that like button on the way out because it really does actually help. So thank you so much, everyone. And I look for it. And if you're a member, I will sit there and see you. Hopefully, I wake up early. I will sit there and see you around 12-ish. Um, Thank you, Freddie. Smash that like button on the way out because it really does help. Get new people in the chat. So we're growing. We are growing. On a Friday, this is good. So thank you everyone for making this happen. Thank you, Queen Becky D. Yes, and Becky says, and share the stream with your soul friends. Yes, let them know. Um, you have a really good group here. We have a lot of fun, and you definitely want to be part of these conversations. So thank you, Becky. Mel says, I love the fact that Maggie is saying a lot. Yeah, thank God on that one. Is cornering her for her money, which I'll actually tell you from just like just send him back to Greece. Let's just send him back to Greece. Like, why we gotta sit there and endanger Maggie with this spy gear? Just send his ass back to Greece. All right, everyone. I will see you if you're members tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern.